Hello, hello, Josie here. Are you ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay, here we go. You know, I I I have I've been guilty of having egregious behavior. You know, acting out in a bad way, in a bad manner. But the difference between me and some individuals is I'm able to. Let me repeat that. Let me go back. This egregious behavior happened when I was in my youth, in my adolescence, in my teenage years. And even the behavior being egregious, it was warranted for the experiences that I was dealing with, the people that I was dealing with, the attacks that were being done at me, okay? But I think that we all have had egregious behavior, okay? What's dangerous is knowing that you have behavior, you can act in an egregious manner. It just means very badly. Egregious. Is that you can act in an egregious manner. You know that you're acting in an egregious manner, and you don't care to change your behavior. That's bad. I just got off the phone with a service provider, internet service provider. And this internet service provider, I had to go to a storefront to get something resolved, and I wanted to get some service for my residents. And the associate was so rude from the jump, from the beginning. They were rude, they were disrespectful, they didn't want to help, they wanted to be a problem. They wanted to show egregious behavior towards me for no reason other than they had an issue or a problem with me being me. So that I didn't act in an egregious way, I removed myself from the premises so that it did not escalate. And do you know what this associate did? This associate went and got the officer that usually is supposed to be inside the store, but this officer was outside the store on their phone. Went and told this officer, after I had left, got in my vehicle, that I had incited some kind of issue within the store, which I did not. And this officer actually came over and told me not to come back again. This associate then extended his egregious behavior by getting his other associates involved. Associates coming to the door, staring at me, glaring at me through the door while I was on the phone with customer service, trying to get a resolve for what I needed done. This person also had access to my address because he had pulled up my account. I wonder what this guy did with my information. Egregious behavior. Knows that he's egregious and continues to be egregious. Goes to the extreme with it. Even lying so that his egregious behavior is not found out, but rather blame somebody else for his egregious behavior. That's a type of toxicity that is instilled within individuals in this world that we live in. They act in an egregious way towards other people and they don't care. They cause problems with other people and they don't care until they're found out. Then they care. Then they want to try to correct what they did or what they said or how they acted, but they already acted in a very bad manner. So you got to be careful how you treat people when you don't know who they are and or who they belong to. There are some people that they may have acted egregiously in the past in certain instances or certain cases, and there are individuals that can still to this day act in an egregious manner when it's warranted. But when you're acting in an egregious manner and it's not warranted, it's not justified, it's just because of your ego, that's a big problem. That's a big problem. And to blame somebody else because of your ego, the remedy is the experience. The experience of that person, those individuals, having to be dealt the same egregious behavior in return. And that could be the loss of a lot of different things. But the one thing that needs to go is that super ego. The one that if you bruise that ego, they're liable to act out in any way. But usually it's in an egregious way. And you could be telling them the truth. You could be shining a light on all the BS, and they will still try to hold on tight and strong to that ego and that egregious behavior. The associate's name is Q. I think that is really for a question as to why he was even brought in this world. Because at his age and having that big of an ego, someone really stroked him into being that way. And someone set him up for a big, big fall.